Working on a new handbag design today, and it's going to be based on this old English style briefcase lock that I used to put on briefcases years ago. I don't anymore. Uh, the lock is great. It's made the old school way with a real tube key lock. The internals are solid. It's all made in solid brass. And just the internal parts. It's a well-made lock. You don't see locks well made like this anymore unless they're made from a handful of manufacturers in the world, and this is one of them. The people that make this. You'll see this on cases, on hard cases and briefcases nowadays. Personally, I don't like the way this functions on my English bridal leather briefcases. It might function better on a hard case attaché, but on the bridal leather briefcases, on the softer leather that's not a wood box, I don't think it functions that good. I like this lock, which is sort of similar. It's the same multi-tier. It's got three levels like this. It's the same multi-tier, but it's made from it's just solid. It's made from a manufacturer that I used that makes my locks from Italy, and it's solid brass. But it's just, I think, a bit more streamlined and easier to use, easy to close and open. The push pin right here is easier than this, which this has a good action, but it's just that this is a bit more hollow, the internals, as you can see, and this lock is not. It's a solid lock, but besides point, that's not why I'm making this video. It's not really about how the locks are made. It's about that I'm using this old school briefcase lock on a new style handbag. It's probably going to be something small like this. I'm going to put it on something like that, and it's going to be multi-tier like this one, where you can do 1, 2, 3 levels, and you're cool. So I'm going to use that. And like I said, it's clunky. I like that it's going to be clunky. Most of the bag is going to be a small little handbag, and it's going to be all about lock. I like that, and hardware. So the top on this, instead of like with this bag, I usually just stitch the straps, the shoulder straps in. I'll just stitch them in, and then it's fine, and it's hidden or whatever. On this bag, I put the shoulder straps on the top of the flap. With this one, I'm going to use some clamps, and I'm going to put these, again, clunky, solid brass, heavy hardware somewhere on the top like this. And then I'll probably have some snaps, and probably do a removable strap. I'm not sure where I'm going with the handbag style. I know I'm centering it around this lock. So that's where I'm starting off. The handbag is going to be small and clunky, real solid brass, fine hardware. That's what this new style is going to be about. With a cool, I love these tube key locks. You just don't find them. You find many replica locks that replicate the old tube key lock action, where the key has a hole and it goes into the tube, and that's how it opens. That's how the old school 100 years ago locks were made. Nowadays, the internals are just simpler and crappier. They break a whole lot quicker than these guys. Sure, this lock is much more expensive than you'd get from a replicated Chinese one. 10 times probably more expensive than those locks. This lock wholesale, I think, goes for about $75 if I remember, because it's solid brass. Those replicated locks are not even solid, they're not even brass. It's zinc, it's dirt, it's pot metal that's melted down and painted to look like a solid brass lock. And the internals are way different from these internals. They just do, very few lock makers in the world exist that make these high-end locks. This is one that exists in England. That English maker that makes this lock does make one of my other briefcase locks that I still use to this day on cases like my Alfred Wallace. But whatever. this is what I'm starting with, new handbag style. I'll be posting it on the Facebook thingy and Instagram if anybody's following this.